but still being a dreamer kind of like restricts me from it's kind of ironic, it restricts me from dreaming.
I want the children that are growing up in the United States to be dreamers also. They're not dreaming right now.
When someone's coming here, more times than not, they're coming because they're trying to get a better situation.
I get a phone call, and my sister told me that they got him. And I said, what do you mean they got him?
Day one, we end a border policy which allows federal agents to snatch babies from the arms of their mothers.
What they want is to turn the United States of America into the United Socialist States of America.
When I heard about America, for me it was like paradise. It was a place where there was no pain, there was no problem, there was no issues.
The beautiful coloring of our country that is happening at a faster pace is creating fear.
USA! USA! USA!
This man who struck these two women, he was deported 8 times.
These incredible women who lost their daughters and their sons.
That's unfair to say someone's a racist because they take a position.
Life is so hard in Haiti or in the country that they had before, they'll take the risk of getting caught. Like, it's almost like all or nothing.
All the data that I've seen indicates that crime is higher in a sanctuary city than in a non-sanctuary city.
There's rules, there's regulations, there's laws.
Like at the end of the day, you know, I'm just like you.
I am you.
I am you.
In the end, we remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Welcome to another edition of The Conversation. I'm telling you right now, we are rocking and rolling. Different candidates all day. Appreciate everyone coming on. Here with candidate for Ward 4, Mike Smith. Mike, first and foremost, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate having me.
Listen, talk about, for people who don't know who Mike is, who are you, talk about your background, and why you decided to run for Ward 4 councilor.
So, I grew up in Brockton my whole life. I'm a homeowner for 4 years. I started off as a event coordinator. I was on the music scene for a while, helping artists and different businesses with their platform. Pretty much being a city advocate for a while, cleaning up parks and streets, and it came down to when you feel like you're talking to a wall and you're calling your counselors. That's when you're like, okay, maybe I got to step up. Maybe I got to do something different, wear a different hat, and bring changes to the city that we can actually see.
Now, we say you're talking to a wall. Can you be more specific about that, or certain things that you want to see being done that are not being done?
I think the number one thing needs to be safety. A lot of safety issues going on in the city right now, and pretty much like the look of the city too. The city needs to be more presentable. We have discarded needles everywhere. We have rundown buildings for businesses. Businesses are hurting. It's a lot of things all in one. From you got overgrown grass on the sidewalk that's taller than me. I mean, we have to step up as a city.
That's not that tall, man.
5'5", I'll take that. But it's a lot of things that I feel like are falling through the cracks, right. And councils need to work together as a team, and I don't think that's definitely not going on right now. But as a councilor, too, you have to listen to your residents. And right now, our residents, especially in Ward 4, they feel like they're being misrepresented, and they feel like they don't have a voice. And when they do, they get pretty much the back burner.
So, talk about yourself. What type of council would you be, and what type of different, strategic ways you would do things, to better your community, better your area?
For me, you have to be non-biased, business-friendly, listening to your residents, hearing them out, not walking into businesses and being a code enforcer, going in there and actually meeting with the business owners and getting to know them and hearing their needs. And when they have issues, directing them to the right departments to pretty much get things fixed. I think for many years we haven't been business friendly. We haven't been for years.
What are some specific things you would do differently to be more business friendly?
Business friendly wise, I mean, at this point, I have a list because it's.
Hey, this is your platform.
It's a list of things that's really actually needed. I'd say under proposed laws called the Small Business Job Survival Act, businesses would be able to negotiate their lease terms with their landlord. I think the property rent can be reduced at least by a year, especially during these COVID times. Look into the COVID money, because the COVID money disappeared and we got millions from the state. I think a lot of these businesses should be getting a piece of that. Better marketing, especially for Ward 4. I would create a platform for them for promo, meet and greets, me going there, just to help them get a platform to push it to new clients and new customers. I'm not harassing them. Counselors are not code enforcers. We don't need to go in there and ask for invoices like other counselors are. Getting to know the owners, hearing their problems and directing them to the right solutions for the people that can help, letting them speak without hesitation, without backfire, making sure vacant properties are being cleaned up and made presentable and safe. The list of vacant properties would also be released, which is at least 400 or more, and that's not being released. Holding properties accountable for their own property as well. Properties with water damage needs some sort of grant to help due to the fact that the city was built on a swamp, especially Brockton High. And then adaptive reuse of vacant buildings. Cities can reestablish an adaptive reuse program to help local entrepreneurs turn vacant historic buildings into new businesses. It's a long list. It's all workable. We can definitely make it happen.
So, if you were to be elected city council, what would be your number one priority?
I think that right now, the number one priority right now is safety. Right now, we have traffic safety. We have needles spread throughout the whole parks for the schools. They want more parks, but they can't maintain the ones they already have. The parks that we have right now, there's literally needles everywhere, and they're being flicked around. We have a company that's literally giving these away for free, but they have no responsibility for the actual cleaning of them up. They put all their money towards the giving away, but not the disposal. And I feel like that needs to be looked at. The contract needs to be looked at as well, because that's also state funded as well.
You know, one of the questions they always ask anyone who's running is, what experience do you have that would help you do this? You know, that would help you to be able to have a smooth transition to be a city councilor. I
don't have counselor background, but I've been in the city my whole life and actually been in the neighborhoods and seen the people and see what they actually go through. And I've been in those shoes. A lot of these counselors, they can't relate to your issues because they're not going through those. And they can't help you with those problems because that steers them away from their hidden agenda. I don't have a hidden agenda. I don't have no backdoor deals, and all of that stuff needs to go. For me, at the end of the day, I'm a resident that's tired of the ongoing problems that have been going on for years, and a lot of the same names in office that need to go. And it's all, they got that job because they know so and so and this and that, or they're related to that person. Like, that's the type of stuff that needs to be flushed out. And for me, again, at the end of the day, I'm a resident. I'm a father. I'm a business owner. I'm trying to make the city better without. I don't have the background of a counselor, but at the same time, we need counselors that actually care. We need residents to actually be represented.
I want to talk to you about policing in terms of, you know, George Floyd, the incident last year, the murder in Minnesota, and sparked protests around the world, and in Brockton. I asked everyone this question: how are you going to turn protests into progress? Have you seen progress from that time when we had a bunch of protests around June, I believe, till now? How do you feel about body cam, civilian review boards, what have you? And again, I know it's the city council. City council can't do everything. Right. It's a partnership with everybody.
It's a team effort. Right. We all come together at the table, but we have to make sure who's at this table that's actually going to help. And I support our first responders, but at the same time, as we need better communication for the department. The department has a history of different issues that they poorly handled, and they need to build a better relationship with the community. Different ways to do that between events and just communication. That we have no communication that is as good as we should. I believe in the body cameras. I know a lot of officers that do want them. When it went to the State House, it did get rejected. But I'm actually in the process of trying to bring the body cameras. I think the body cameras need to be brought to the city, which we only have 8 officers on shift every shift. For a city of 105,000 people, 8 officers on the street, that's low, very low. I think we need more officers. I think we need a task force for auto theft, because we are number 1 in the state for auto thefts. 2019, there was over 400 thefts, from grand theft to armed robbery. That also needs to be. I'm surprised we don't even have one. I think we do need the body cameras. I think honestly, I think we do need a chief that's not brought in from before. We brought him in again. I think we do need.
So you want a chief from the outside?
I think we need a chief from the outside. I don't have a problem with Gomes. I support. I have officers in my family, but I think that for a better understanding of a situation and for it to be looked at properly, I think we need an outside chief.
Outside perspective, okay. So in terms of this question from the youth, and they said, how are you going to be able to make the youth feel like, and this question came directly from the youth, that they're involved, and that there's a sense that they're not being heard,
right.
They're not being listened to, and they don't feel involved. As a city councilor, how would you make them feel that they're involved? You figure Brockton, 1,000 kids graduate,
Right.
A little less than that. Southeastern, Cardinal Spelman, 1,500 to 2,000 kids who are ready to going out to Rural Road every year. How do you make them feel involved?
I think they're 100% right. I think they're not being listened to. I feel like they are being muted to a point where they can say whatever, but there's nobody there to actually listen to them. I think there needs to be more activities for them to do out here. I think the dirt bikes and the quads in the street is residents can look at it as a nuisance, but if you look at it, there is nothing for the youth to do out here. So they look at it as a time to rebel. At the same time as I know people on those bikes, so at the same time as I can understand where they're coming from. I think we have property where we could let them use to pretty much be on that bike life. But at the same time that is also a public safety matter as well. We can't be going in between cars. We can't be stopping traffic. It's somebody's going to get killed. But at the same time as hearing them, they're not being heard, and I think they need a stronger voice. I think they need to be represented to a point where.
How would you be that voice?
I've been on the scene for music scene wise for over 10 years, and I feel like, depending on what they want to say, it will determine what we need to do. I feel like if it's a problem that they had with a certain department, then we need to get all parties involved. I feel like if it's a problem where they need stuff to do, then we need to build more activities. It all depends on what's being said.
All right. Listen, as we wrap up here, just tell the viewers why should they elect you as the next Ward 4 City Councilor?
Vote for me in November. There is no primary, so it's one-on-one. Vote for somebody that's actually going to represent you, somebody that's actually going to listen, somebody that will not code enforce you, pretty much. But like I said, you're voting for a father. You're voting for somebody that's been in the community for years, somebody that's doing stuff in the community without it being election year. I'm not looking for pictures and handshakes and ribbon cutting only when it's election year. That's the stuff that should be going throughout the year. You're going to get a voice with me. You're going to get businesses that are coming to the city. You're going to get businesses that are being heard. That there's a lot of problems that the city's going on with. I can't fix everything, but at the same time, I have no problem working with other councilors to make things happen.
Hey, wish you the best of luck. Appreciate you coming on, brother.